We got a new update in Zoom Notes just 2 weeks after the last one. I'm so excited, so happy about that. And I'm going to show you guys first. We got several awesome new tools, but I'm going to tell you about the one that I am most excited about for me personally, because it has made my life so much easier. Okay, what we can now do is pull in a PDF document. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, okay. I have decided that I wanted a new translation for the new year, so that's why I'm excited that this has been done for the end of the year. For all those that are doing something different at the beginning, I've got a new translation that I wanted to be able to read. And okay, even though I'm using the Bible, you can use any PDF for this. I just wanted to show you guys, because this is what I'm focused on right now. And what's magic about it is that, I test, so I get it a few days early. And I've only had this 2 or 3 days now, or maybe 4, I don't know. But I have already done 2 different Bibles with all the links. The Bible has 1,189 chapters, and I wanted to link to each one of those. Now, let me just tell you, that's no quick trip. That's not something you can just do in a second, because this particular download, literally, it has 1,800, I'm looking for it, no, 1,798 pages. And that's a bunch of pages, okay? And the only links that it comes with are the very first page, this one. And I showed you guys how to split that up, I think in another video previously, just look at 2 or 3 videos ago. And, but I want to be able to have links to each chapter of every book. This is all I've got. So now I've got to create my own manual links. And like I said, I have done 1,189 links twice in 2 different Bibles in the last few days because of this one new change. I am so excited about it. I'm getting there. Okay, if I go to the next page, let me move this back somewhere where I can see it. What we have now is the ability, when you do the A with the I-beam, if I click here, the select PDF text selection tools, it's the second one from the right. If I choose that, now if I click on the one and I want to drag it over, I don't want the whole thing. Okay, so now down at the bottom we have page title. Game changer, y'all. We've always had ways of doing titles, but this absolutely is magic. If I click on page title, it gives me the cursor at the beginning in case there's something I want to add to that, which in this case I do, because there's a lot of ones in the Bible, okay? So I have to identify that as Genesis 1, space. Now, I can move the cursor over to the right and add something else. I one time, because I knew I was needing all the pages, I actually put the page, I think I put the page number. But at this point, I'm just going to set the title. Okay, sorry. I go to the next page, tap, because it's still highlighted, nothing's changed. I've got it on my toolbar over on the left. And do page title, GEN, space, set title. I can do, or when I was playing with it, I got 6 in a minute. So that's, you do the calculation. And if there's a bunch, like Psalms has a bunch, what I'll do is select that and copy it so that the next one I do, go to the next page, nothing, go to the next page, tap, page title. Now I can just do paste, and set title. That way I'm not typing GEN over and over and over again. Page title, paste, set title. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. Now let me show you why that's important. Whenever you decide to create a link, click on the link and go to page to the right. When all you have down there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can't see that tiny little writing, it's impossible to find what you're trying to link to. Now, see, now I know I want to link to Genesis 2. I do OK, I do create, and I've just created a link to that page. Now, I tapped it and it went there. All right, now I need to unlink it so I can try to find it. You know, there it is. Okay, so when you're doing that, when you're creating links, it's always a good idea to go ahead and highlight the field so that you can see it once it's created. If you're not putting text, you know, sometimes you can add text, but I never do. I always have text that I'm just putting it on top of. So I need to go to the four-way pointer and turn on highlight all links. And now, because that's a link, it's going to be highlighted, and you can make it whatever color you want it. So now I've just created that. And if you look, I've done 2 already. Let's see if I can find them. I may just have one open. This is the second one. I'm trying to, first of all, I wanted to do the schedule for the year, reading the Bible through in a year. And then I decided, well, I need one for a 90-day reading, which is a whole nother animal. So I then created all the links for the reading the Bible through 90 days. So all I have to do is, if I'm on this day, I can click on it and start reading and, you know, check it off when I'm done. Okay, and I did all that in 2 or 3 days. It's magic, and it's all because that PDF title change made all the difference in the world. So that's the reason I love that feature. All right, the next new feature is something very, very cool, and I did do a video on one of the things I'm going to show you again, because what if you didn't see it? It's important, and I want you guys to know it's there. Let's say, for example, I'm pulling in a bunch of images. So I go to my download. I purchased a package and pull it over because I've already downloaded it. I purchased it and I downloaded it. And I want to cancel this over here. And I'm going to open up my symbols. And I'm going to drag and drop these images. And we've been able to do this forever, so this is nothing new. I'm going to go to downloads. Find the one that is the quirky bugs. I'm going to take that folder and just drag and drop. If you're new to Zoom Notes, you may not know this already, so I'm just dragging and dropping. Now let me show you something, quirky bugs. See, each one of these, no, what doesn't? Let me see if it lets me change it to the size. Yeah, see how big the size is? One bug is 6.2 megabytes. But now we have a feature in Zoom Notes that lets you change up front the size of the file when you drop it in. Like I just dropped it in. If I go to that folder, let me see. Go to the folder, and it's called Quirky Bugs, so I need to look for Quirky. It created a folder with all those, just by dragging and dropping. All those images were already created. And the beauty is when you do this, the name comes with it. Now, normally, a good designer will put good names. Now, these are just 1 through 20 or whatever, and it's like, those are not good, so I'm going to still have to change the name. Okay, here's my bugs. And that top bug, well, let's see, 9. 9, it's 4.9 megabytes. All right, but 9 over here in Zoom Notes is 1.11. So now when I tap that bug in Zoom Notes, I'm only adding a meg to my document. I'm not adding 4 point whatever to my document. So it has resized everything that gets pulled in. And the way you set that is to go to the tools for your symbols, go up to the top and see resize images. And again, I've done this video and I apologize for doing it again, but what if somebody didn't see it? And I'm going to the thing that was new this time. So now I have set it to minimum resolution to 512. That's what converted the size of the file when it came in. That's why my pictures are automatically smaller when I pulled them in. Okay? Now, when I look at these, see all the air around? Well, it's hard to see. When it's big like that, I always, as soon as I can, come into the file, edit it, and pull in the sides because I don't like all that extra air around it. Mention that every time I do this because I don't like it. Because when you're trying to select, if just all that air is laying on top of a different thing, you're going to be selecting the wrong thing. That's the reason I like to get rid of as much space around an image as I can. So now I've just changed it and do done. What we now have available to us is the ability to, if you look on the selection menu over on the right, or wherever yours is, we now have the ability to overwrite symbol. Hallelujah. We're not, all we had before was create new symbol. So you then had 2 of the same symbol and you had to get rid of one. And if you'd already spent all that time naming it, then you had to rename it. All right. Now we have the ability to just overwrite the existing one. Now he does say, are you sure you want to overwrite the current? And it gives you the name of the current, because if you've got something else selected and you save this now, if I've done 2 or 3 of these things and I come back and I start overwriting, I might not be overwriting the right one. So at least he does warn you, okay, you're going to be overwriting the 9 point ping. Overwrite it. Done. You only have one version of it and it's changed. Oh, y'all don't know. I spent half my time overwriting, half my time having 2 versions of it and having to rename it, and I'm constantly updating my symbols. And, that goes for anything. Now, that was a simple little change. If I wanted to write something, bugs, no, that's a bad pen. I wanted to add bugs to it. And now if I select it and I do overwrite symbol, overwrite. Now when I look at it in symbols, that particular bug is going to have the text. It's already selected, so I just have. Oh my goodness. Happy days are here again. Okay. Y'all just don't know. The reason I'm constantly changing the names of my symbols is because when I do a search for something, I want to be able to find it. And obviously, if I just search on 5 or 9, that's not going to find what I'm looking for. It's going to find a lot of stuff that starts with 9 because symbols are named that way if you just drag and drop stuff. So, and I'll do a big long name and later think of another word I need to add to that title. And so I'm constantly changing that. And then when I figure out, well, heck, I need to replace that symbol. Okay, anyway, this has saved hours of work. I promise you, you'll love that. Okay, another new feature, which is probably the one that's most important to most people, this document. And I'm going to close that down. We now have the ability to pull in a PDF form that's already created. It might be an application for a job, or it might be, it doesn't matter. Any form that somebody sends to you or you get as an email or whatever, you now can open it up in Zoom Notes and fill it out. This is not a form that has been downloaded. I probably should show you that. This is one that I created myself. But what we now have, let's say that somebody sent you, this is a form to fill out. Now, as it turns out, this is just a daily page in my, this particular daytimer planner, because you can do that too. You can create your own jumping links. And the way you want to do it first is probably go ahead and turn on the highlighter. We have a highlighter for that too. If I click on this, see, now we have highlight empty text. If I turn that on, these are the PDF form, the PDF fills that you need to fill out. Somebody sent you this and you need to fill it out. This is what it's going to be highlighting. So now, if you look at, and of course you're going to be filling it out with a text, with your typewriter text thing. And if you look on the toolbar now that comes with the text, you have those 3 little lines over on the left. And if you click on those, it highlights the next field. It goes to the next field that you want to do something with. See, now, if, let's say, for example, this is a field on a form that's your name and address and phone number. When you're clicking on this, it jumps to the next field. And it's ready for you to type. So you just type it in and jump to the next field and type some more. Jump to the next field. See, you could use it in your planner to fill out all this other stuff. All the other stuff is stuff that's automatically filled out, but this is something that you're going to want to fill out every month. So you've got the highlight button. You have the new jump to it button. And it is on the here. See, if you look down at the bottom, you can add it to any toolbar so that it's automatically there as well. Or you can just run it from here. But since it's on this bar too, you might as well use this particular one. All right. Now, radio buttons, I was confused by that. You don't necessarily use the text. You don't type in anything. You just tap on it with your pen to turn it on. Okay. So if it's Wednesday, I can turn it on and turn these two off just by tapping on them. All right. See, so you can do that, but the advantage is you've already got the size, you've already got the font that you want for that particular field. So you can change everything so everything's already there. So I see advantages to that. Now, I don't know that that's necessarily what Ed had in mind when he was creating this, but I sure would use it. I was trying to think of things that, like forms that you would send to people, you know, because that's generally what you think of as a form that somebody's going to have to fill out. And, you know, you could send your family members their favorites. I think that's so cool when you get a Christmas card every year from a family and they list out all the family favorites by person for the year 2023. What was the most outstanding thing that happened to you? What was an accomplishment? What was your favorite movie that year? And, you know, 10 years from now, right now that might not thrill you, but 10 years from now, that is fun to know. So that's one thing that I would do with it if I had a big family that I wanted to keep up with that stuff. Build a form with all the questions that you want, and they can each fill it out, and you've got a PDF. Now you also can export it. Once I've created the the page, when you export, we have see the PDF form right there under options. That's how you would send it off to somebody, and they could fill it out and send it back to you. Okay. All you have to do to create a text field that is one of these fields that it would jump to is click on your A tool, go ahead and draw where you want it to be, and you've got to have the menu over to the right, so tap to get the menu, or wherever yours is. See down at the bottom, it now has form field. All you have to do is turn that on and tell it whether you want it to be text or a choice. Now, if you choose choice, then you're going to create some labels for your choices, or you have the buttons, which I showed you, the radio buttons up at the top. You can either have a checkbox or a radio button, which is the circle with the dot in it. But I think that's it. I think I have shown you, I think I've shown you all the new features that you can actually use. So anyway, y'all have a great day. If you have any questions, just ask. And Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you guys before then. It's only 5 days left. Today's the 20th. Okay, Merry Christmas. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.